everyone, and welcome to episode 142 of the Cherryheart podcast. I am Sandra and this is my craft room. This is where I share all my crochet, knitting and sewing makes with you. You will be able to find the show notes for the things I talk about underneath the video on the down bar below. That's where I'll put the links and the patterns and the yarns and such likes. You will also be able to find my patterns, my tutorials and my blogs, if I ever write any, on my website, which is cherryheart.co.uk. So thank you ever so much for joining me. Thanks for coming back if you've watched my videos before, and if you're new, thanks ever so much for checking it out. I hope you enjoy it. If you would like to support the podcast, you can give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. You can subscribe to the video, to the channel rather, if you like this video, and you can also click the bell if you would like to be notified when I post new videos. Right, so now the gump's out of the way, let's get on with the actual podcast. So I've got lots of finished things to show you today. Last time it was all things in progress, and this time I've got lots of finishes, which is always very satisfying. Oh, and also I will be announcing the winner of my giveaway. So there was a giveaway for this gorgeous book by Caroline, her new Alice's Wonderland sampler quilt. So yes, thank you to everyone who entered on that, and I will announce the winner in a little bit on that one. But first of all, let's start with a project. So the first thing I've made, well, I say I've made it, I kind of had help making it, is my gorgeous yarn that I made at Lay Family Yarns. So I did a video about that, which you may have seen. I'll pop the link for that below as well, where I showed my experiences making the yarn and coming up with this beautiful colourway. So I unbelievably haven't actually got into this yet. Oh, that's upside down. But I am dying to. Yeah, I need to get my winder out. That's literally the only thing that stopped me, is my winder is a bit buried and I need to fish it out again. Yeah, so I've got a lovely sock yarn and a lovely floof with this colourway I created. And I know some of you have already bought a skein of this, so thank you ever so much to everyone that's popped along to the website to buy one. That's so fantastic, because obviously it's something I was worried about. I mean, I like it, but you do wonder, don't you, whether you've just made a terrible mistake and no one will be remotely interested. So yes, so thank you ever so much if you've gone over there to support me and support Kelly and Nick in this wonderful colourway. That's very much appreciated. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to doing that. There was a knit ups, Nick cranked a sock tube so we could see how it looked, so I'll pop that in. So I really love how it knits up, and I want to do something in knitting, but I really want to see how it crochets up as well, so I really want to do something with that, but hopefully I'll show you that next time. And I also have, I'll talk about this now even though it's kind of an incoming goodie, because that's kind of like something I made and an incoming goodie. But I was also gifted while I was there this gorgeous bag by Jilly Makes. Isn't it the prettiest thing? It's all done on her machine, or freehand sewing on her machine, and it's just the prettiest thing. So that's another gorgeous incoming goodie I got there, as well as my other test skeins. So yes, so that's very exciting, and I want to delve into that very quickly. My next finished object I am displaying for you here now on the video. So I did a little Instagram reel for this the other day, so you might have seen that if you follow me there. But yes, I finished my toast dress, as I'm calling it, because it's based on a toast dress that I desired for a long time, and because toast dresses are quite expensive, I wanted to try making myself. Yeah, I ended up just caving and buying one. So once I had that, for some reason it just took me, after all this wondering what I was going to do, that I just decided I would trace the pattern off of this existing toast dress that I have, and that I would make it from that, which is what I've done. So yeah, I literally laid paper over and traced it off, and here is the results. So I had the top that I showed you over on my mannequin thing last time, but now I have the whole thing. I've done a little video, so I'll pop that in so you can see what I'm talking about. It sort of came out pretty much how I was hoping, which is good. Some of my finishing inside isn't the best. So I lined the bodice area, which I'm not sure I needed to do really, but they've got this sort of neckline with it's got a sewn edge around there. And so I figured I would need to kind of stabilise this neckline somehow, so I wanted to have an extra bit of fabric in there, which I also added. I wasn't sure how to sort of make that work around the neck, so I thought if I had a lining I could sort of sew the lining in at the neck and it would fold down and then I could sew round. So again, not very technical, but that was kind of in my mind. I thought I think I can make that work, so that's what I'll do. So yeah, so I was talking to you about how to finish sort of the bodice and the seams, like how to sort of end it here. And my sort of shoddy seam work generally, which to be honest I'm not going to show you because I'm just too embarrassed. I've just zigzagged along the seams is what I've done, but with just a basic zigzag stitch, and I don't think it's going to do the job, so I think I need to do something else. But thanks to you fantastic viewers who know more about it than I do, I've got some great tips. So for the seams, for the arm seams, there's something called a Hong Kong seam. So basically you get some bias in a lighter fabric and you can put that to sort of encase the seam to finish it, which I haven't got mine on at the moment, but I think that is what I will do to finish my arm seams. So I kind of thought of this idea that I could wrap it in fabric, but I was thinking of using this fabric at the time. So I thought, oh, I don't know, because that's effectively adding another 4 layers of fabric, and there's already sort of 2 layers of fabric plus the lining fabric there. Oh, that's going to make it really bulky. And plus I thought, I didn't know this was an official method, so I thought maybe that was just a mad idea that I'd come up with. But no, apparently it is a thing, but of course the key to it is if you use a much lighter fabric you don't get the bulk. So brilliant. So that's a Hong Kong seam, so that's a good idea. But what I should have done, I think from the get-go, was used French seams. So that's where you sort of sew the wrong sides together, isn't it? So, and then you fold back round and sort of encase the raw edges by sewing another seam, which is, when I looked at my actual toast dress, that is how the seams are done. So I should have thought to look at that before I started, because that would have left me with a nice neat seam all on the inside. So that's a sort of learning point, something to remember. And then the final thing that someone suggested was, because I haven't got an overlocker, I was saying it would be best to finish the seams with an overlocker, but I didn't have one, so I just did a zigzag stitch. But someone said you can get a special foot that's like an overlocker foot that you can get for some machines. So of course I went on to have a look if they had one for my machine, which is a Janome, is that how you say it? And when it popped up I was like, I think I actually have that foot. And what's more, I'm sure when I made a dress a couple of years ago now, a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure I finished it with that. So I checked my seams and yes, I've got a much better finish on the seams of this dress. So idiot that I am, I had completely forgotten about that. So thank you to everyone who left some tips and suggestions for me. So my plan is, I think, to add the Hong Kong seam to my sleeve to enclose those raw edges that I currently have. And then I can go along my skirt seams and possibly my sleeve seam as well with the overlocker foot, and then that's going to be much neater and a much better finish, because as it is at the minute with my zigzaggy seams, I think if I put it in the wash it's all just going to fray. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think the zigzag I've got at the moment is neat enough and well enough done to do the job. So yes, so thanks to everyone on that. So another finish I have is a little embroidery project. So my llama. So this was a present that came from this kit. This was a present from my daughter that I got for Christmas, and I'm going to hang this guy, I was going to say, but we've decided it's a gal. I'm going to hang it up in the craft room. So I just didn't fancy that beige background, so I changed and popped him, see, I'm still calling him him, onto a pink background. I'm talking about, I did a little poll on Instagram to say I was stitching, and I sort of said originally I thought this was a he, but now I'm feeling like it's a she. And yeah, I was thinking maybe it was Liam Llama, but maybe it's Lucy Llama now I see it. And yes, everyone agreed, well, not everyone, but most people agreed it should be Lucy Llama. Although someone came up with the name Lavinia, which I also really like. But yes, the pink background sort of is, you know, that kind of clinches it a little bit. But yeah, we just feel like Lucy Llama was fitting. And also, Crochet with Claire said that her granddaughter actually has a llama called Lucy, and the day I posted, it was the llama's birthday the next day, and I thought, well, that's a clincher, isn't it? It's going to be Lucy Llama. So there's my finished Lucy Llama, and I'm going to hang her up in the craft room. I don't know where. I've kind of got a wall over here that I think I've got a few other bits to hang up, and I think this will work with that. I haven't put a back on yet. I've just sort of cinched the felt round, but I quite like the idea of just putting a back on just to make it a little bit neater. But yeah, so that was a nice, quick, fun project to do. And my next project is a knitting project. I might pop to Future Me to show you that, because I was going to just do a little prance around with it on. I could have worn it with this, maybe. Yeah, let's just talk about it now and I'll pop in the prancing video. So this is my Rospico Tee, which I've talked about a couple of times, so I won't go into detail. Not that there is much detail, but it's no. Oh, my words are slurring together today. It's Avec along Anna pattern, and this is also Lay Family yarn. This is Dark Night colourway. And I only used 2 skeins of sock yarn to make this, in actual fact. I ordered 3, the pattern called for 3, but I only needed 2, so that was quite good. I did want to make sure, I think the pattern, I was going to say I think the pattern is a little longer, and I wanted it cropped, so I made it a bit shorter. But to be honest, I don't think I even looked. You know, when it's sort of, so you cast on this lovely lace bit. Let's show you that a bit nicer. At the bottom, and then I think it's just said knit in stockinette until it measures whatever it said it measured. But I think what I actually did was knit in stockinette until it measured what I thought I wanted. So I may have made it shorter than the pattern. That may be why I've only used 2 skeins. Yeah, so that's fairly straightforward. The sleeves are just a short little cap sleeve. I was originally thinking I could add this lace to the sleeve, but when it came to it, the sleeve is very short, so I could have added it and made the sleeve longer, I suppose. But then you knit the lace from the bottom up, whereas the sleeve you've been knitting it from the top down, so I wasn't quite sure how that would look. And I kind of just wanted the finished thing, so I thought, oh well, I'll just stick to these really simple little sleeves and leave it at that. So yeah, I don't know if I should have added that lace. Maybe I should have, but I quite like how it looks with the shirt that I wanted it to go with, which you will have seen in the prancing video. Yeah, so overall I'm happy, and I just added one of my little labels in to finish it off, which was one I got from lovely Ellie at can't think, Craft House Magic. Why can I not think of the name of your channel? I think it's Craft House Magic. I'll pop it here if I'm wrong, if I'm having a brain dead moment. Yeah, but I've got these in a selection of colours from her, and they're just, I just like putting them in for a nice finishing touch. And not so much with this one, but sometimes you grab a jumper and it can be quite hard to tell the back from the front. So yeah, it's just nice to say which is the back. I don't think I've got that particularly central looking at this here. I think it could have come over this way a bit, couldn't it? Oh well, never mind. Yeah, so that is done, and I'm glad to have it off the needles really, because I started this way back in January before we moved, just because it had all this stocking in, and I thought it'd be a nice in-between project to pick up, which it has been, and it's worked quite nicely for. But then it just, because I've just been doing little bits while I was so busy, it feels like it was on the needles for a really long time. So yeah, I'm glad to have it done and be able to wear it really. I feel like I'm racing through things. I don't know if, am I going quick? Am I talking fast? Too late now. So the last thing I was going to tell you about is this project, which I've pulled out again now that I've got some other things off the needles. So it's my little Hexie Flowers crochet quilt. Yes, I haven't done any more on it yet. This is where I got to when I showed it to you last time, if you were here before, probably way before Christmas was that when I last had this out. Yeah, so nothing new to show on that front, but what I was going to do was just do a tutorial. So when I showed this before, people were asking me how I did it, and I have got a tutorial on my blog for a crochet hexagon. It's just a standard crochet hexagon. It's a photo tutorial, and I'm just doing 2 rounds of mine. So that's there to show you how to do that, and then I'm joining these in a similar way that I did to my Battenberg blanket. So that's the same sort of modular join, where I take the yarn to the back and join with a crochet join. So that's what it looks like from the back, which I also really like, by the way. So I could have joined, you know, you could join from the front and get that effect on the front if you wanted. Yeah, so the information is kind of there-ish, but I haven't got specifically how to join hexagons, although the theory is the same. So what I thought I would do, just to make it easier, when people have been asking me if there is a pattern for this, and sort of I've been saying, well, no, there isn't, but I've kind of got a tutorial for these, and I kind of joined it like this. But yeah, just to make life easier all around, I thought I'll do a video tutorial for this specific blanket. Well, this specific, as far as I've got. I don't know what the border would be like yet because I haven't created it. But, you know, so how I'm doing this. So I'm going to do a video to show how I'm making the little mini hexagons. And then I will show how to join them into a flower. And then finally, I'll just show you how I'm joining them together with all the white squares in between. Not squares, hexagons. Again, obviously well, not obviously, but I'm explaining now that once you have the how to join the flowers, joining them together is pretty much the same, but I'll just explain how I did it just to show. So yeah, so I need a few bits to sort of join together, so I've just started making up a few bits in that, which I actually really like how these look too. They're really cute. So my original is in 4-ply sock fingering weight yarn, whatever you want to call it, and I'm just using lots of either leftover bits or minis, which I have in this basket here, which I've just been adding some more minis to. And I also got another gorgeous gift from Late Family Yarn, this lovely collection of minis for their new spring collection, which is also on the website, by the way, linked below. Yeah, so I want to add those into this as well, so I've popped those together with it. Yeah, so because these are such tiny, tiny little motifs, you know, you only need a really tiny amount. So it's a great way for those tiny little scraps. And then what I've done is I've done kind of I've made my petals up of 2 alternate colours. So you only need the smallest amount to make 3 little hexagons. You could have all of these 6 in the same colour if you wanted to. Or I guess you could have them all different colours, whatever you wanted, but I just sort of decided I'd kind of do 2 of a similar but not quite the same colour to make all my, I keep wanting to call them squares, to make all my hexagons, to make all my flowers. So I'm having a whole rainbow of colours in my pretty flowery field blanket. So that's the original, but I just thought for the tutorial I'll go for something slightly bigger just to make it easier to see when I video it. So this is a DK weight yarn, and this is the Stylecraft Naturals, Bamboo and Cotton. So yeah, I really like how that looks as well. Maybe if I do enough for the tutorial there'll be enough to do a little something, a little cushion or something, because this cushion cover has seen better days. So maybe I could make that to go on there. Yes, I quite like that idea. Yeah, so that will come soon. Keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's all there is to say on that one. So then to finish up, the last 2 things is I've kind of incoming goodies, which I've kind of been showing you as I've been going along with my lovely yarn and my bag and my minis. But I also got another 2 samplers from Pretty Little Things, from Sarah Edgar at Pretty Little Things. So I've got the Sew a Little Bit of Happiness sampler in summer, which I got for Christmas, so I want to collect all 4 of those. But she's also been Instagramming, well, this one I think's been out for a little while, the Christmas one. So I wanted to get one of that to go with my spring, summer, autumn, winter set, and I thought I'd just have a Christmas one too. But then she's also been Instagramming this cottage garden one, which is also gorgeous, so I kind of caved and got that as well. So let's hope I like sewing these up, because now I've got quite a few of them. Yeah, so these are also a little happiness every day samplers, by the way. So if you go onto our website, that's what they're under. Yeah, so I've got those to do. Obviously the Christmas one I'll do at Christmas time, and I've started my summer one now, so I'll do this at some point after that, I guess. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying having a sort of a different type of project on the go. So the last thing to do is to announce the giveaway winner. So the giveaway for this gorgeous Alice Caroline quilting book. So on my last podcast I had this, and I just asked you to enter by using the phrase quilting fun. So absolutely loads of you entered, like hundreds of you, which is brilliant. So thank you so much to everyone that entered. But so I've entered, or I've done a, I filtered by the quilting fun. I've done a little random number generator thingamajiggy. So I'm very pleased to announce that the winner is Deb Clifford. Yay! well done, Deb. So your username is debclifford871. So if you contact me, I will be able to get the publisher to send the book directly out to you. So if you contact me on my website, so it's cherryheart.co.uk, if you scroll down to the bottom of my page, there's a contact me button down there. So if you just click that and send me an email, and then we can sort out getting that book sent to you. Yeah, so congratulations for that, and as I say, commiserations to everyone that didn't win, but thank you ever so much for entering. And yeah, that's all I have to say, I think. I think that might be the end of the podcast. Yeah, so I think that's it from me. Thanks ever so much for being here, for watching the podcast and sticking through to the end. It's very much appreciated. I hope you get to enjoy some nice weather. It's getting a little bit warmer here where I am now. It's still quite wet, but a little bit warmer. So I hope you're enjoying some sun, or perhaps the end of summer. I hope you're getting some nice days if you're in the southern hemisphere. But yes, whatever the weather brings to you, I hope you get to enjoy some nice, calm and peaceful crafting moments until we speak again. Okay, bye! But thanks to you fantastic viewers who know more about it than me do. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk.